What's up, YouTube? Jimbo here. I am at Matney Knob Trailhead. I'm actually just a little bit away from there. I got dropped off at 8:30 is when I officially started the hike. It's 8:45 right now. I'm just barely away from the cars. I had to replace the battery. I'm starting off with a dead battery for my GoPro, so hopefully that's not a symbol of what's to happen on this trip. But anyhow, 8:45. I am about a half mile from the trailhead, and I am going to walk until I'm tired and then try to find a place to camp. I'm not going to stop at a campground. I don't think there are any. I'm just going to ninja camp. So let's see how this goes. My first legit sign. Looks like we're semi-road walking. Okay, well, as you can see, I'm in my hammock. It is basically 20 after 10, December 23rd, 2021, and I am 3.1 miles in on the Ozark Highlands trail, and I started at Matney Knob, and I am going westbound. So I'll try to talk about the schedule a little bit tomorrow. Tonight I'm just super tired. I started at 8:30. It was already dark, pitch black, and I just hiked. It's so far the trail has been super easy to navigate, even in the dark. In fact, if I wasn't tired, because I did wake up at 4:30 to go to work. If I wasn't so tired, I would probably walk another mile or two, but I did 3:1, and then I kind of saw an area. I'll show you tomorrow where I'm camped. If it's light, I might pack up in the dark though, so who knows. Anyhow, I will talk to you tomorrow. All right, it's 7:30. I got out of the hammock at 7, so I was able to pack up and be walking in 26 minutes, actually 26. It's really a little windy, just a little wind. It's a little cool, but it's not cold. I've got a base layer on and my regular layer, and we're just going to start this day. It's Friday. It's Friday the 24th, Christmas Eve, and we're going to get it. I got some pretty good sleep. I was tired last night, and I thought I'd fall asleep faster than I did, but it took a while. We're on a weird power line right now, following like a truck, an old trail of some sort. And that's all I got to report. I'll check in later. I'm going to stop here in an hour or so and eat breakfast and drink some coffee. Probably take off my base layer. Alright people, it is 8:11. I've already been sitting here for about 10 minutes. I boiled some water and made some G7 coffee. The stuff that Derek made famous. I'm getting ready to eat one of these cookies. It's heavy. It's the heaviest breakfast thing I have, so I want to eat it so it's out, so it's not, so it takes weight out of my pack basically. And then I'm going to eat just a handful of, if I'm still hungry, I'm going to eat a little bit of apples. These are just Walmart dried apples. I found a cool little line of baby conifers. You can see there's a bunch right over there, and it makes the perfect wall because there's a little bit of a wind going through. And let's see where we're at. I forgot to look at that. I walked for a half an hour, so I should be about mile 4, I'd like to think. All right, well, it says here I'm 4.7, so I actually walked farther than I thought, which is really good time for only walking a half an hour. I was starting to sweat out, so while my water was boiling, I did 2 things at once, and I got rid of my base layer, and that's going to cool me down a little bit. It's probably going to get quite warm today. I've got a short sleeve merino that I brought just to sleep in, but if it gets overly hot, I might have to hike in it. It's my regular hiking t-shirt, but I'm hoping I can just make it with my merino long sleeve. Anyhow, I need to save battery, so that's all I got. 4.7, and gonna sit for another maybe 15 minutes, get some coffee down, and then I'm on my way. Eat some breakfast, and I'm on my way. So we'll see you guys down the trail. Okay, I'm at about mile marker 9.6 westbound, and I'm just now getting into the really cool rock formations. It's so cool. So cool. Got some pretty good elevation. I know you can't tell, but we've been going uphill for a minute, and I just really, if you've watched my channel, you've heard me talk about it before, but I just love rock formations. It's just wonderful. This to me is the gem of the trip. This is right up there with getting onto a high bald and getting a killer view. But this kind of stuff really gets me going. Okay, so I just ate lunch. I'm at mile marker 12, and it is 12. It's actually 12:15. I stopped at about 5 till 12. I made some Packet Gourmet Cajun Ranch chicken salad. It's cold soak. I stopped at about 11:05. It took me about 5 minutes to dig it out and to prep it, but then I put it on top of my pack and let it soak for almost an hour, probably 50 minutes total. And it was delicious. I ate it with 2 tortillas, and I had leftover, and what was left over I ate with my spoon because I have to limit myself to 2 tortillas. And then this is all the water I have left. The next water is in 2 miles, so after I drink this I'm out. I decided to run one of these bad boys. I've been drinking these for years. I really like them. Emergency. And I'm going to pack this stuff up and start thinking about skedaddling. I've got, let's see, 2 miles to the water, and I'm at 12, so, and I need to get to at least 17.7, so I've still got another 5 miles minimum for today, but hell, it's still, I can do that easy. I can do that by 3 o'clock probably. That's without me knowing what's that way. But yeah, that's my goal. If I can get there at 3 o'clock, I'll probably just truck on for another hour. And it's Christmas Eve, so I might stop early. I don't know. We'll see. It'd be nice to sit and drink some scotch or whatever kind of whiskey I'm packing. I'm not really sure. We'll find out probably tonight. I'll check you guys later. I got 1 more mile to go before I hit that trailhead that I may or may not camp at. Oh man, I've been going uphill though, so it's making it a long slog. It's all good. Hopefully right there's the top. That'd be nice. Every once in a while I'm still getting some good rock formations too, and that's pretty awesome. Anyhow, I'm gonna get back to this hill. Well, we're at the camp, or the trailhead. It's some kind of North Sillamore Creek trailhead also. It comes in here and it looks like they share part of the trail. It's mile 17.7, going westbound. And this is where I drew a minimum. This is the minimum amount that I wanted to do today, and it looks like it could, if I wanted to, I could hang. There's a lot of trees here, open spaces, but it's only 3:22, and there's more water at 2.1 more miles down the road, so I am going to make some bonus time miles and do that. I can, if it's 2.1, that's, you know, that's 2 miles an hour, so like 4:30. I'm kind of tired, so it might be a little longer than that, but B branch, that's what it's called. That's where I'm heading. And there's a creek there. Hopefully it's got water. And then I will probably cross that. I'll probably fill up with water and then keep going just a little bit. Start looking for a hanging tree or two. And then I want to get away from that creek a little ways before I hang. We'll see. That's the plan. So, B branch, the little water spot I was supposed to hit, was dry. So I looked at the map, and 0.7 miles further is another water spot. I've got like half a bottle of Noom. I've got water with Noon in it, and I've only got a little bit of unfiltered water, or I mean, filtered drinking water. I really don't have enough to cook with, so if this next water source is dry, I may not be cooking tonight, but that's okay. I have enough stuff to not worry about that. But that being said, I'd like to eat a hot meal. So anyhow, we're walking through this burn section, and thought you'd like to see that. It's 4:35. I'm ready to be done. I'm not sore, but I am getting tired, and I really would like to stop with a little bit of daylight so I'd set camp up and I think that'd be nice. Okay, I'm finishing my drink. And now I'm going to pull from that water right there. Unfortunately, this crossing was also dry, but underneath those, I scraped a pile of leaves off, and there's actually a pretty decent pool. I need to fill it. I've got one jug that's about third full, but I need to fill them all up. They need to be full, and then in 2/10 of a mile, there's a tent site or a camp spot, and that's perfect because I am ready to pull this road show over. So I'm going to grab some water, filter, and then beat it to this .2 camp spot and check in later. 10 after 5. I found this pretty nice clearing. I've got to get rid of some dead wood that's laying on the ground, but I think I can go from here to here. The trail, there's a blaze right over there. It goes right through past there and then turns to the left right back over there. So I've got about 20 minutes of viewable light. The sun's already behind that ridge, so I'm going to let you go and I'll give you a final mileage later. Alright, All American Works Burger, which I'll try and do it without a shadow. So hard. Comes with cheese. Oh, how do I do it? It's going to come with cheese, mayo, mustard, relish, ketchup. I won't use the ketchup. I might save it for something else, but I don't know. And the mayo I'm actually going to save also for something else. So I'm going to put the relish and the mustard in there, the cheese, and put it on two burritos. I got 2 burritos allocated, and that's dinner. Merry Christmas. It is 7:15 and I am on the trail. I woke up at 6:30, so it took me 45 minutes to be walking. So I guess I need to wake up a little bit earlier. I spent a little extra time this time because the first night I slept in my long underwear. This time I actually switched into my hammock clothes, whole different set, underwear included, so it took me a little bit longer to get all that stuff stashed away. So maybe tomorrow I can wake up 15 minutes earlier, or we'll see. Either way, I'm happy because it's a little earlier than yesterday by 10 to 15 minutes. I'll take it. Anyhow, I'm gonna walk for about an hour and a half, and then I'll stop and do my breakfast coffee and check back then unless something else happens. Well, I'm at the trailhead at mile 22.1, and I just drank coffee. I just had my breakfast cookie. I had a little bit of water left in my CNOC from last night, and I went ahead and filtered it into a bottle. That way I'm not carrying my bladder around openly. And I'm hauling ass now. I'm probably not as far down the trail as I'd like to be, because even though I started earlier, I really didn't go very far before I stopped to eat. But you gotta listen to your body. That trailhead was the perfect place because it was flat, so I was able to pull my chair out and just like everything laid out. So it actually worked out really nice. So now I'm going to cross this road, which is 341, I think, or something. I'll if it's not 341, I'll post it. And we're just straight going across. Okay, well I'm gonna guess maybe this is the beginning of the hard stuff. We'll see. Mile 22.1. Well, I stopped at the watering hole. It was 11. Been here for 10 minutes. I walked down there to, there's a pool right there you can't hardly see, that I scooped up water. I filled up all my water bottles. One of them had about that much in it. I dropped a noon in there and slammed it while I was filling those two. I did that one. And then I also got my Pecco Gourmet Kickin' Chicken Hot Wings wrap soaking, because I'm thinking there's another water source about, I think it was 1.7 miles away or something. I just looked at it and I've already forgot. But I'm thinking I can be there by about noon, a little over. So by the time I get there, that stuff will be ready. And it's also a water source, so anything that I drink between now and then, I should be able to fill back up on. There is another seasonal crossing water source between here and there, but the one where I'm stopping is it's year round is what they say. So that's my hope. So I'm going to slam as much water and get more noons in me. Try to keep myself hydrated and all that jazz. I need to put my trash away, put my batteries away, and get back on the trail. So I'll catch you later. I guess that's the cave, huh? So, up to about a mile or two ago, this thing has been super well maintained and marked. I don't know, about a mile or two. I'm not sure exactly when it happened, but the blazes are sometimes just a little too far away. There's some guesswork involved. I've taken the wrong path twice. Once was my fault, but both times it was in a stretch of trail where the blazes were too far apart. That being said, I've been able to do pretty good. The leaves are covering the trail up pretty good, making for that much more difficult following the trail. But overall, the trail has been marked well enough. I'm not complaining. It just would be nice maybe if there was a couple more blazes in the lawn section, but I'm happy with it. We're walking through some pretty cool stuff now. And this is what it's all about, people. That is awesome. Well, we made it to the water source, and that means that it's time for lunch. I am ready. This is how I carried it. It is time, and I am starving. It is 5 till noon. 5 till noon. So we are looking good for today. I'm going to sit down, eat, resupply with water, and then hit the trail. Alright, well, it looks like I did pretty good on the water consistency. I like it a little bit wet, but not a whole lot wet, so I think that's going to work good. This kit comes with, this is Kickin' Chicken Hot Wings Wrap. This comes with 2 mayos and a Texas Pete hot sauce. And I feel frisky enough, I'm going to actually use this. So I'm going to put these things in there and stir it up, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, well here it is. I just like yesterday, I allocate myself two tortillas per lunch. So I got one and I got one. I only used one from last night, so I'm +1 on that account, but at some point that bad boy's gonna get eaten. So I'm gonna eat 2 of these and then scrape what's left with my spoon. Bon appetit, people. Whole line of cliff right there we're probably going to follow. to the point where there's so many leaves it's hard to see the trail. Oh, I see a blaze way over there. You just kind of have to find a blaze and just walk to it. Oh, there was one right there, so evidently I'm cutting the corner. My bad, I'll walk to it. I never did see one over here, so I'm not sure where the actual trail is. But I do know there's a blaze right there and beyond it, so this is the trail right here probably. Anyhow, I just kind of wanted you guys to see the cliff line that I've been following. Pretty cool stuff. It's gradually getting bigger, but now I'm walking away from it, it looks like. Okay guys, 210. This is where things are going to start getting interesting. I'm currently at Spring Creek Trailhead, and GPS to Dillard's Ferry, 16 miles. So the next 16 miles are going to be probably the toughest as far as navigation. I don't think it's marked very well, and it's going to be very overgrown. So, oh yeah. Okay, well that's it. I'm going to try to figure out what my next water source is at this point. Well, we are at close to, like, right around the corner, basically, is where I was going to camp for tonight. So I have already made it to that. It's basically 3 o'clock, so I feel like I have another 2 hours of hiking, which is potentially 4 hours, or 4 miles, I mean. So I am just going to keep trucking it. I'm low on water. I'm hoping right past here, a couple tents, there's 2 chances for water, and I would like for one of those to pay off, because if not, it's going to be a long haul without water. So anyhow, well, you can see the cliffs that we were on top of a minute ago. We're now towards the bottom of it, and we have a water crossing right over there, I believe. So I actually have a secret weapon for this, providing it's not too deep. Let's get out here on this peninsula. I don't know how deep that is, but it's all good. We're gonna find out. Okay, well, I'm gonna try something unorthodox. I've got a pair of waders that I got. They're just leg sleeves. I've already been ridiculed on Instagram for trying them out, but you know, if they work, my boots won't get wet. If they don't work, everything gets wet right now. Yeah. Slow and steady. Try to kind of feel the bottom of the river. Luckily, this is all really small rock right through here, so I don't see anything super sharp. So these things might have survived the first crossing. I'm super stoked. The only problem is I think I'm a little off course. I think I should have crossed back there, but this looked friendly, and I see a thing right there that probably takes me to it, because it's over there somewhere. Alright, well, let me get these things off. I keep them on the outside of my pack, by the way. And I don't know if they're worth their weight. They're 1 pound each, 2 pounds total. But this crossing is a dry crossing for me. My boots are on. All I gotta do is slip these things off, slide it back in the back of my pack, and I'm well upon my way. I needed to filter water, so I figured, you know, this is the cleanest water I've seen. I had to actually back flush my filter earlier because there's so much silt in it. Anyhow, I have very little water, so I grabbed a bag. I'm getting ready to filter, but man, what a great place to stop to take a break. I hadn't planned on stopping for a big break, like more than 5 minutes, just long enough to filter. But when you see all this, I'm like, I'm pulling the chair out. I'm gonna get my breath, filter water, and just try to enjoy the beauty that this place is. This is Christmas, and I've got this to look at. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love it. It's 20 after 3. Basically, somewhere on the other side of the river that we just came from was where I had planned on camping tonight. So, 3:20. I've got about 2 hours. I could still make it 4 miles. Only if I can get off my keister. It's okay. I don't need 4. I need anything more than what I've got now. That's all I need. Anyhow, I'm gonna get cameled up and filter some water, and I'll check you down the river, or I'll check you down the trail. Pretty cool. Old car. I'm gonna tell you, a little while ago, a couple miles back, we crossed over into a different management group. There was a white blaze on the right side of the trail going in, and then there was that sign that said property boundary or something. Ever since then, I haven't seen a blaze. So I'm using GPS, and I'm to the point where it is really hard. You really got to pay attention to your phone. Most of the time, there is no trail. I mean, I've been bushwhacking. Luckily, I happened to see the car, and it's on the map. So I'm going to regroup and try to figure out how the hell to get to the next area with a real trail. Well, it's 4:45. It's starting to get dark. I am in the middle of the bushwhack. There's no trail. I'm just doing it by gut hook, far out. And right now, the first two trees I find I can hang, I'm in it because I'm tired and I'm ready to be done. This is a lot of work. Okay, guys, I'm cooking. It's almost 5:30. I'm making Pecca Gourmet trailside bean and cheese burrito. It comes with a little hot sauce, which I'm probably going to use. You may need to bring your own burrito type thing, or tortilla. So that's what I'm doing now. Alright, well, I'm at mile 35. Just passed a little creek that didn't have enough water in it. It was real flat. Would have been really hard to harvest water, so I'm just going to barrel on. Man, last night's camp was horrible. It was the worst camp I've ever camped at. I was in a lot of undergrowth, briar bushes, and you know, I was also off trail. There was a pretty long section I just barely found a remnants of a trail. So it was from where that spur trail comes down there's a trailhead that's mainly used for horses. I think it's called Big Creek Trailhead. Where that spur trail meets the trail is where it instantly turned into no trail. Pretty much from there, I went past there last night, and then it kind of just disappears, and you got to start using your GPS. And right before dark, I decided I didn't want to try to find a good spot to camp in the dark, so I went ahead and made camp in the best of the shittiest spots I had available, and got up at 7:15, was walking by 15 till 8, and I finally stumbled across a trail. It started out looking like an old forestry road that hasn't been used in a minute, and now it's fairly easy to follow again, which makes me feel good. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. I was very restless. First off, because there's 14 hours of dark, and I wasn't going to do this in the dark, so I just had to lay there. And I just don't... This part I knew was going to be tough, and it has been. From where I camped, it was 14.6 to Dillard's Ferry, and that's where my first cache is. And I decided to use my sleeping underwear and my sleeping socks. Actually, my extra pair of socks. I've got their Dickies, just because they're dry and clean. And luckily, I'm low on food, so I'm light of pack. I think I see the Buffalo River down there. I can't tell. I woke up and it was cold enough that the end of my fingers were going kind of numbish and stinging. Starting to get into some more smaller rock fixtures, formations. At some point, I'll pull it over and have my coffee and my breakfast. I'm not ready yet. I'm still kind of feeling the effects of finding the trail again. I'm super stoked. I was really hoping that it wasn't going to be 14-mile bushwhack the whole way. I'll tell you what, bushwhacking's no joke. You're out there and you just feel lost because there's no blazes to look for. You know, for the longest amount of time there was no trail to find. It was just you and your phone, one-handed, one trekking pole. Just makes it rough. That being said, I've walked quite a ways without looking at my phone. I probably ought to check my GPS and make sure this trail is taking me where I want it to take me. I just came up that garbage. I'm about a little over 12 miles from Dillard's Ferry. And this bushwhack is no joke. It wears you out. Especially the uphills, because you're pushing leaves and the vines are grabbing you and there's just all kind of manner of twigs and limbs holding you back. You know, I was able to see this cliff, so I knew that I would have to come up here, and I see another one, so I'm guessing I'm just going to keep skirting it till there's a way up, man. It's all just kind of common sense, and cross your fingers and hope you're going the right way. Check your phone constantly, your GPS. It is 20 till 10. I stopped a little while ago for a break. I'm low on water, so I really don't want to waste the coffee or waste water on coffee, so I didn't have coffee. And for some reason I only packed 2 breakfast bars, so I don't get a breakfast bar, so I ate a bunch of nuts and some dried apples instead. I'm 0.9 miles, basically a mile away from the next water source, and I really hope it's got water because the last 3 have not, and that's concerning. Still got a full bottle and very little in that, so I'm drinking it as I need it, but no more than that. Alright, I need to hit it. I really have to get to Dillard's Ferry today, and it is slow going. I just watered up at a pretty sweet little watering hole. The trail comes around and then comes right up this mountain. It's supposed to be some kind of feature up here, like a geological feature. There was no pictures of it, so I'm kind of interested. My daughter is in university going towards geology, so maybe it's something she might like to see. Or maybe I can use it as a reason to make her watch one of my videos. As you can see, the trail is kind of petering out now. Just gonna have to go right up there. Wow, that was some of the hardest hiking I've ever done. Man, you just have to look for that. Coming out of that creek, it just goes straight up, and I mean up and up. You just gotta look for that pinnacle of a rock that I showed, and man, from there you just keep going up, and it pays off at this top of this. You can see it's all grassy. It's 15 after 11. I need to get my lunch soaking, because I'm gonna go for another. I want to stop at probably noon, depending on, I want to find a nice little spot, but noon is probably what I was thinking. So I'm going to do that, get a little hydration in me, and keep going. This is a really slow go. At mile marker 38.6, I saw 2 blazes. They were the way I wasn't supposed to go. And I tested it, and sure enough, I was going the wrong direction. So I turned around, and I saw a little yellow flag like that where I was supposed to turn. That was a tenth of a mile ago, and now I see another one. So, geez, I hope that means that the trail gets easier. That last half mile was brutal. Actually, just ever since I got that water, man, it got crazy. No trail. You got to decide whether you need to be on top of it. You come up to these big rocks and you need to figure out, do I need to be on top of that, or do I need to stay at the bottom of it? It is a lot of guesswork and a lot of crossing your fingers and hoping everything goes right. I did some wrong turns. It's 15 till noon. I did some wrong turns and I am not making good time. Geez, you would think 14.6, that's all I needed today was 14.6. You'd think that would be easy. Going through this stuff, not easy. I've not been able to, I'm constantly on my phone, having to look at gut hook. Far out. It's rough. be warned if you come out here, this is no joke. From Big Spring Trailhead to right now, it has been no joke. Oh my God, guys, look. It's an actual blaze going my direction. It's the first one I've seen since I saw that boundary line sign. I get it, it's not a legit blaze, but it is white and it's obviously a blaze. And I am stoked. Stoked. On the map, these are called structural remains. No clue what they're for. Someone put a lot of work into them. It's 4:07. I'm still like 6 miles away from Dillard's Ferry. It's been a really slow go. I'm not going to make it. It's pretty much easy to say unless all of a sudden this trail turns awesome. Pretty much since that Big Creek trailhead, this thing is anybody's game. Here's the buffalo. Okay, I'm at 43.8, a little over 5 miles away from my target. This trail is just too hard. I'm not going to even try it at night. I'm on an area with not a whole lot of undergrowth, which is great for hammock camping, but the wind is being kind of finicky. I'm on this side of my hammock because the other side is just caved in against my hammock most of the time. It is what it is. I just got done smashing a shepherd's pie by Packet Gourmet, and man, it is delicious. That stuff I recommend. It was really good. Now it's actually got cell service here, so I'm checking in with the family. I took my sweaty shirt off because I started getting chilly, and then I put my base layer on top, and I'm actually comfortable. I think I'm gonna sit here and drink the last of my whiskey. I got enough for one more good drink, and then it's Oban Bay or whatever. And I'm gonna probably put my hammock clothes on and call it a night. At least sit there and maybe talk to some people back home, but I am freaking tired. I only did like 14 miles. It's maybe only 13. I can't remember. It's a ridiculous situation. I've got enough food for one more meal, which is lunch, which will get me, I mean, it's 5 more miles. It shouldn't take more than 10 hours. And I got a cache. So my cache basically is at 5 miles. So I don't know. I'm going to hang it up, guys. I'll see you in the morning. Hi-ho. It's 7 o'clock. I was hiking at 5:30. I've hiked for an hour and a half and I've only went 1.4 miles. Oh my God. This bushwhack is no joke. It's so hard with no trail, no markers. It's just so hard. It's beyond anything I've ever done, and I actually don't enjoy it. I'm about 4 miles from Dillard's Ferry, and I really hope that on the other side of Dillard's Ferry it's not like this, because I was like 5 miles behind my schedule. I looked at the rain last night, and it looks like there's going to be rain in a couple days. I need to get ahead of my schedule, so if I get rained out, I can afford to sit and not have to walk in the rain, because I will walk in the rain if I have to get this thing done. I'd like for it to be on the last half of this. Anyhow, it's the end of my break. I need to go back to it. Oh, for those of you that kayak, that's Buffalo Point right there. It means right around the corner is Dillard's Ferry. Luckily I came across some ribbons. They're kind of making it go faster. It has been a slog. It's 8:30. I've been on the road for 3 hours and I am not making a good time whatsoever. Right over there, I can see the Highway 14 bridge. That's Dillard's Ferry, people. It's still about 3/4 of a mile away or so. I'm still bushwhacking. There was a section of it that got pretty quick. It was an old road, but that didn't last long. Now I'm just following the map once again. And I am beat. It's 9:30. I spent a lot of time in the bushwhack. Holy shit. It's 5 after 10. I'm at Dillard's Ferry. There's the bathrooms right there. I'm gonna go in there and get cleaned up. First I'm gonna find my cache. It should be right over here. Do the cache swap. Might take it to the bathroom to do it. So I gotta change underwear. We'll see. Oh, I see it. Right behind that tree over there. I'll tell you what. After that last section from Big Creek or whatever it is to now, that was a very, very hard section. I don't recommend it unless you just like being out in the middle of nowhere with no trail, no places. I'm following a road, and I typically don't like roads, but right now I'm cool with it. I'm so far behind schedule, I just need to not think about it. I just need to see a blaze every once in a while. Let me know I'm going in the right direction, or I'm just gonna put my feet down to it. My pack's heavier. I resupplied back there, and I'm probably pushing 32 pounds again, 33. It feels like it. Definitely feels like it. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the buffalo. It comes through here and then cuts back that way. Unfortunately, our conifers blocked the view, but it's been pretty cool walking through here and knowing that that's the buffalo right there. Okay, so a moment ago we were just right over there when I gave you that view of the river. So we were following the river, and then it took a right turn. I just realized that that first cache didn't have any whiskey in it. I've only have enough for one more drink, so I'll be going with that for 2 nights. That'll make me want to get to that cache faster, won't it? Alright. Well, I just saw my first people. Look like a father and a son out hunting, walking back from hunting. And like every thru hiker does, I chatted their asses off for a hot 5 minutes. Super cool guys. They gave me a little bit of a forecast, telling me it might rain tomorrow night. And he said the moon's on the waning end, which means I'm not going to have a whole lot of moonlight to help me guide at night, but it is what it is. We just got to keep doing this thing. This has been some pretty good cruising on this trail. Super easy to follow. Not very many blazes, but the path is obvious for about 98% of it so far. Still got a little bit left to go on this section, but I'm super happy with it. How about that view? You guys even looking at it? Oh my God. That is freaking awesome. Only thing better was if there'd be a big layer of snow over everything. But damn, that is beautiful. I love views like this. Holy crap. Alright guys, I'm gonna get back to grounding and pounding. Alright, I'm at a power stop, pretty much dinner. Tonight's dinner is Peak Refuel home style chicken and rice, and I gotta say, it is freaking delicious. Absolutely delicious. It's got like 750 calories too, and I think I'm gonna need it. A second ago I thought I felt it sprinkling. That's not necessarily a good thing. I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I didn't look at a forecast earlier, I should have. I think I'm getting ready to climb a hill anyhow. Yeah, it's definitely sprinkling. Oh, that sucks. I guess I better finish filtering and eating this meal and getting back on the trail. I'll catch up to you guys later. It's 15:06. I've got 4 miles. If I can make it the next 4 miles, about 2 hours worth of hiking, I can be right on schedule. And it's been spitting rain, heavy sprinkle, light rain. Seems to have stopped for the moment, but it's nothing that's even getting me wet. I keep watching to see if my shoes start looking like they're wet, then I know I need to do something, but everything's fine. Yeah, so I'm just doing the mad push. My feet feel really good. I'm tired, I'm fatigued. You know, I've been going at it for over 12 hours now, but 2 more hours and it could be payday, and then there's supposed to be rain coming in, so I might be I need to find a place where I can buckle in, where because I might get a late start tomorrow. Anyhow, I got to get back to hiking. I made it to that camp at 65.2 or whatever it was, so I'm back on schedule, and I just now took off. We got a pretty significant chance for rain at around noon for about 2 hours as a storm goes across sideways. I'm not too worried about it. If it starts raining, I'm just gonna, luckily at that point I can just eat lunch because it's in the perfect time of day if it works that way. So I'll just throw my tarp up and eat lunch, set my chair up and wait it out. I slept really good last night. A couple times I woke up sweating and I used even the palms of my hands were sweating. It was super strange. But yeah, I slept really well. It was a 21-mile day yesterday. I'm hoping I don't have to do that again because I was pretty beat by the time I got to camp. That being said, I feel fantastic this morning. I went an hour. I'm trying to get to the next water source, which is about 3/4 of a mile away, and I just have zero energy. I haven't ate breakfast yet. I was hoping to wait till I get to the water source. I might have to eat earlier than that, I don't know. I think it's the after effects of last night's hike. I gave it all last night, and man, I am feeling really low energy right now, like zero energy. I guess it doesn't help. I'm kind of going up a hill. Anyhow, it's almost 8:30. I just thought I'd check in. Woo! Buffalo River's down there somewhere. There she is. I can see it. Looks like I got a creek crossing. I see a blaze right over there. So time to put my waders on and bust it across this. Check out this old time clothes washer. Trippy. Alright, it's me again, taking another break. You guys are probably getting tired of watching me take a break. I apologize. Most of the time I don't feel like videoing when I'm walking because it's two-hand stuff. I like to have trekking pole in both hands. Starting to get hunger pains. It's 20 after 12, but I'm really close to the bottom of this climb, and I was going to eat back there, but where it pinched off like that, it was just not a good place. There was no place to set the pack down, no place to sit. And if I'm going to take a lunch break, I need to at least relax, try to get the weight off my feet, all that jazz. Oh, I don't even know where I'm at. I'll give you a better score here in about a half an hour or less. now I'm in dire need of water. We got half a bottle left. I've got a couple seasonals coming up. If not, it's going to be about another hour or so. I'm really hoping I don't have to go that long, but I'll do what I have to do. I see some water down there. Just had to get to it. I'm not going to climb a high embankment. Alright, well, I'm at Grinder's Ferry. All that water, and I'm freaking thirsty as hell. I got a half a bottle, and I got 3 miles to go before I can even harvest any of it. God, I hope this drops down close enough to the river I can get some. Unfortunately, I'm getting ready to turn away from the river. It's gonna suck. Honestly, I'm not looking forward to this. About 4/10 of a mile ago, there were some really ugly ponds, 2 ponds, and I chose not to get water. I don't know, there's just something about a pond that's super creepy and dirty and nasty and doesn't necessarily fill me with delight, so I'm gonna take my half a bag and be at the mercy of the trail, I guess. Just came across that cool bridge, wooden bridge I mean. Check it out, there's enough water down there for me to filter, so I'm going to do that. I'm not going to run the gambit of not having water. Alright, well, to get past the highway, you walk through this weird tunnel. So I guess if it was high water, you'd be kind of screwed. Super trippy. I'm glad it's not deep water, it's just barely anything. Super wild, man. I've never done anything like this. I see a blaze on the other side also. And there we have it. Cool. I actually thought we were going to have to walk up on the highway. That was way easier. Alright guys, it's 3 o'clock, Tuesday, December 28th. I have over 7 miles to get to the next camp to stay on schedule, but I'm not going to go that far. Today I have not been feeling very good. I think it's because I pushed myself yesterday. I've had a queasy stomach since morning, since before breakfast. At that last little break that you saw me get water, I made some Alka-Seltzer and drank it, and I do feel a little better, but hell, it's only been 10 or 15 minutes. But that being said, today's schedule was an 18, I think a little over 18 miles, I'm not sure. I know it was over 18, so that's a lofty goal coming off of a 21-mile day, and I'm okay with not making it. I'm going to get as close as I can, but in 2 hours, at 5 o'clock, I'm going to look for some trees to hang, and I'm going to just get some beauty rest because I feel very rugged right now. I feel very tired. I'm just worn out. I don't know what I need, but I need to freshen up because I can't do this tomorrow. Tomorrow I need to be on my game. I do have a couple of days coming up that are lower mileage. I don't know, that's all I just wanted to let you guys know where I stand. Alright, very cool. Rockwall Trail Visitor Center, 1 mile. It says campground, 9/10 of a mile. Buffalo River Hiking Trail, right through here. And if you want to go to Highway 65, 4/10. Also known as Grinder's Ferry. I am not walking a mile to camp. I'll tell you that much. I'm going to keep going. Buck Ridge Trail that way. There's a campground, 1.5 that way. Buffalo River Trail, Highway Bridge, River Overlook. It's got coordinates or something, I don't know what. Oh, there's two of them. Yeah, that's right. One of them's a mile 4 and one of them's a mile 6. I remember that. It's all coming back to me. Spring Hollow Trail and Campground. That away. Buffalo River Trail. Overlooks are coming up. Collier Homestead, Point 4. We'll see that first. And then we'll see a couple of scenic overviews, I believe. Overlooks. So that's in your immediate future. Well, it looks like we're at Tyler's Bend. I didn't realize it. I haven't been staying on top of the map like I should. I've just been watching the next few miles. Cool. There's some kind of Collier Homestead down here that we're going to see. And a couple of river overlooks. So I guess the 28th of December is our lucky day. Alright, well there's the homestead, the Collier Homestead. Due to time constraints, I'm not going to stop and investigate it. But it looks pretty cool. Looks super old and creepy. Another good reason to just keep walking. Look at the massive oak tree. Holy crap. This place is insane. Looks like they had a well. It's neat how the trail goes right here next to it. And we're getting ready to fork off. Because I see my blaze. Well, I'm 12 miles. That's the end of this first section. The new section. Take a break for a second. But yeah, that's where, that's the old eastern terminus. Pretty cool. Alright, so now we have about 1.5 miles of this road, 1.2 miles, I think, of this road. We're going to walk it, which is actually pretty nice. I'm digging the flat. Elevational change won't be too bad. So it's real soft. So I should be able to make a little bit of time here. Well, I wasn't expecting this. There's where I gotta go. Creek crossing number 2 starts now. Alright, well, I'm still walking that same road. It's 20:05, so what I'm wanting to do is get off the road at some point and then just find some hanging trees. I'm tired. I don't care if I'm behind schedule. I'm ready to rest. So that's the plan. The problem is I'm on these roads, so I can't really camp. Unless it's a trailhead, I'm not going to camp on the side of a road. So that's my dilemma. So I got to get off this damn road. Well, I'm still on that road. It is 15 after 5, and I'm only like 3 miles away from my scheduled camp. So I know all day I've been talking, or at least to myself, I've been talking about stopping early. But at this point, we're just 3 miles to go. That's about 6:30. Before 7 anyhow. We're gonna try it. If I get tired and there's a good couple of hanging trees along the way, I will stop though, because I am a little bit tired. So let's see what happens. Well, last night I made it to camp. I want to say it was like 6:45. I was a little behind schedule as far as I thought I was going to get there at 6:30, but about 1/10 of a mile from camp, my Petzl headlamp decided to quit. And I tried putting new batteries in it. Luckily, I got a handheld flashlight, and I tried 3 or 4 different sets of batteries, and it wouldn't come back on. I had this problem at the very beginning at the trailhead at Matney Knob. It wasn't coming on, and Twisted, the guy, the shuttle service, smacked it just right, and he showed me how to do it, but I couldn't. I tried that, and I couldn't get it to come back on. So if I'm without a headlight, I'm going to jack with it today a little more, but if I'm without a headlight, that's going to make this trip even harder and harder, because trying to night hike with a handheld flashlight is some risky fucking business. So anyhow, I slept pretty decent. It got a little chillier last night, which is nice. Tired of sweating at night. You know, I brought a 0 quilt, under quilt, and a 40 top quilt. So I kind of need the temperature to be a little lower in the evenings for a comfortable sleep. On another set of news, when I got there to the camp, there was another camper already there, and I asked if it was alright if I squatted there too, and he said yeah. So I set myself up as far away as I could and still be within the same camp area. And this morning we were talking, and he said that Richland Creek, which is the creek that we now have to cross at Woolham, is waist deep. Man, waist deep's borderline too deep for me. I'm not a pansy or anything. I just, you know, I gotta get home safe. I'm solo. I don't know about this, so I'm gonna get there and make a judgment call. But holy shit! I hope that he was exaggerating just a little bit. Battery is super short. He was sitting in at the edge of his tent drinking coffee when I talked to him, so I don't know how tall he was. Anyhow, that's my update. Haven't seen any water in a while, other than the river. Water sources have been scarce. There's been a couple small ones that are, I mean, I probably could have got water, but I should be getting to one in about an hour. I still got one full water bottle, so it'd be okay. Well, we hit some rain. I got my tarp up. It's gonna try to stay dry. It might be like 3 hours at 60%, so I might be here for a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some coffee and eat some breakfast. It is 15:09. Well, guys, I made the call. I'm gonna get extracted. Logistically, I feel like I have plenty of time to finish it. I've got all the supplies I need. My biggest problem is my lack of will. I'm kind of stressed out about waist deep water at Richland Creek. I'm not gonna lie. But other than that, I'm just beat down, and I just don't really care if I finish at this point. It's really odd. I guess I'm just not a through hiker. I'll be a section hiker, and I'm gonna be proud of that. It's still one hell of an experience. At some point I may try it again, maybe after they blaze up that one section, because I don't want to brush whack that again. But so yeah, so what time is it? I can't see my watch. It's 10, and I've already made the call about an hour ago, so I'm gonna say at 9 o'clock is when I called it. Now I'm just gonna hole up. It's not even raining anymore. I'm gonna hole up for another hour and a half, and then we're gonna meet up at, my ride's gonna meet up at Dave Main's Bluff, which is a road, and it's only like 1/10 of a mile from here. So I just ate some Texas State Fair chili from Packet Gourmet, and it was delicious. It was the bomb. It was supposed to be last night's dinner, but without a headlight, I was really just not very happy, and decided to just eat stuff that didn't need to be cooked. So yeah, that was really good. I got a cup of coffee going. It's down in the low 40s now, so I'm just trying to stay warm, and I am warm. My tarp's starting to dry off finally. Yeah, so guys, I might have failed at the through hike, but it was still a win. It was almost a week in the woods, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. I wish my headlight wouldn't have broken. That's one of the main things with this. Without a headlight, man, it makes everything so hard. Setting up was just a bitch last night with the little, I got a little handheld flashlight, and you can't, I mean, I've hiked with that flashlight before. Last night and the time before that was at Eagle Spy Rock when I bailed on that camp, but it's not a very efficient way to do things. So anyhow, that's not my excuse. My excuse is willpower. I don't have the give a damn it takes to continue on. I don't care at this point. I'm tired, I'm beat down, and I'm just willing to say screw it. I still get another like week and a half of vacation, so I am just gonna sit around and be a bum probably, and lament the fact that I gave up my chance, because I have all the time that I need, I think, and everything's in my favor, and I'm the one saying so it is what it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed what I got. I hope some of the video footage helps you out, and I hope when you try this, you go farther than I did.